My home country Switzerland has two major coaster manufacturers, and yet we only have one big major permanent thrill coaster, and it wasn't made by either of them. Cobra at Connyland was manufactured by Pugs, the Russian company that is also responsible for Wild Train. But is it even worth traveling to Connyland for, and how good is it really? Welcome to Quick Review Episode 3. This is my review of Cobra at Connyland. I first rode this coaster back in September when I was visiting the park with a group of 7 other people. I got a total of 8 rides in multiple rows, 1 in the front, multiple in middle rows, and then there was also this one ride in the back row that ended horribly. Here's what happened if you wanna know. There isn't really a queue line since the ride almost always was a walk-on. It got so empty that we even could switch rows multiple times without exiting the ride. It was basically an ERT except the ride was actually open to everyone. So if you go there yourself, chances are wait times will not be high at all. The ride starts off with pulling out of the station backwards and the train attaching to this lift mechanism which pulls the train up this beyond vertical spike. If you sit in the back row, you are really high off the ground and it's very intimidating staring straight down to the log flume beneath the spike. Out of nowhere, the train detaches from the catch car and goes down the drop through the station. The ride then goes over 2 bunny hills with a pretty high speed that provides some great airtime. Next comes the element that is the main reason why this coaster is so well known, probably, the scorpion tail. This starts off with a very forceful loop that is followed by another half loop that transitions into an upside down sloped straight track where the train hangs upside down and then rolls back. Now this sequence of track is the roughest part of the ride. It's not bad by any means, but it's not very great either. The roughness gets redeemed by the intensity of these elements and I was really surprised how forceful it was. Anyways, after you roll back down the scorpion tail element, you do everything I just described, just backwards. The loop is still quite forceful, although not nearly as much as on the first pass. The bunny hills are traversed really slowly and after that you arrive back at the station which ends your ride on Cobra. Now, with this weird train arrangement comes the question of what the best seat is. I honestly can't decide since front and back as well as forwards and backwards have their own qualities, so I'm quickly going to mention what makes each of them good. The front row is obviously great because of the view, but you also hang upside down on the scorpion tail for a solid 7 seconds or even more. It's more hang time than on hang time. The back row is best for the drop because it has the longest fall duration, but it's also surprisingly the smoothest row for some odd reason. Riding forwards is nothing really special, but riding backwards however gives you the moment of surprise. You can't see what's coming and it makes the ride a little more intense, and falling backwards on the first drop is also really good. Now the seats are actually pretty good. They are nearly not as comfortable as mock ride seats, but they are still better than the seats of Premier Ride Skyrocket 2s. The restraints are also surprisingly good. The lap bar is decently comfortable and the vest prevents headbanging, which is a big positive. Another positive about these restraints are they hold you very comfortably during hang time moments. The big con however is that the vests are really tight, so you don't really get the ability to feel the airtime. Your body gets locked in place and you can't move upwards on airtime moments because the vest blocks your body from doing so. But hey, I'd rather have limiting restraints than pain, so that's okay. So I quickly gotta talk about this train. What the hell did Sunkit think when creating this train? Like, who looked at the final plans and said, yeah, that's fine, let's do it. The seating arrangement is so weird and it's probably the weirdest coaster train I've ever seen. But we also gotta talk about how the train runs. Like, this train runs so jerky and it shakes around, it's super weird. I don't know if other Sunkit trains are like this, but they are definitely not very good and they definitely smoked something when making these. Anyways, in conclusion, Cobra at Connyland is a fairly decent coaster. It has an awesome lift, drop, some good airtime, great forces and amazing hang time. It's not the best coaster, but it's actually very good for what it is. I'm really happy I finally rode this coaster because it was way overdue. That is about everything I have to say about Cobra at Connyland. Have you ridden this coaster? If yes, comment what you think about this coaster in the comments section down below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, and if you like my other content and want to see more, I'd be very happy if you subscribe and activate the bell so you don't miss out on my future videos. Also make sure to follow me over on Instagram for updates on upcoming videos and my No Limits 2 projects. And with all that said and done, thank you all so much for watching. Swiss Coaster Enthusiast out.